Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. So, I want to speak today about why the divine masculine runs. And we know the basic, um, the basic story that they are very triggered, and that's a part of the journey. One of them becomes the runner, the feminine becomes the chaser, and this is what happens. They are not ready for this emotional connection and they need time for themselves and all of that. Now, I would like to give you a perspective that will really explain to you at a deeper spiritual level. And perhaps you've already come across this perspective. Maybe some of you have, or some of you, deep down, that that has been the case. So you can examine your own journeys and understand that there is no other person when it comes to your twin flame. And this is not something that is just a spoken word. you know to the mind it may seem like it is just something spoken of, that this is another person, this another person is me. And to the mind it makes very little sense as to how can this be. But in reality, in spiritual reality, in spiritual truth, we are all spiritual beings who are just here temporarily. We've, of course, gotten lost in our physical identities, the physical world from which we are waking up. That doesn't take away the spiritual truth, even if temporarily the spiritual truth is forgotten. So, in spiritual truth, your twin flame is you. It's just another polarity, the opposite polarity of your soul, right? And we've gone into this, we've already spoken of this as to how from a world of singularity to duality, everything has to be in two. So twin flames are the core, concept of creation. Right now, why so many twin flames are meeting and this kind of a spiritual awakening is happening, because this is the need of the hour for the earth, and we are just responding to the earth's awakening. Some of us are, who find ourselves in this journey because we were ready to do this, and we were capable of doing this in this lifetime. So now the idea is that why the divine masculine is running, and the divine masculine is really, really me. So why am I running? In you can even see this as your twin flame is running on the outside. And as we always speak of those mirror image examples, where are you running on the inside? So, are there parts of you that you are running away from? And they don't necessarily only have to be the painful parts of your life, which are a one major, like, huge part of, the journey, that one is running away from the pain that one has stored in the energetic body, the pain that is there in the emotional body, the pain that is repressed, which has caused certain belief systems to be formed, which are serving as defense mechanisms in the limited way in which we allow ourselves to feel safe. We develop so many defense mechanisms. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to share anything. We stay confined to ourselves, or to just our family, just our immediate people. Um, we live in certain parts of the world that feel more comfortable to us. We live in the same habits. We live in the same belief systems, and of course, because a divine feminine cannot figure this out as to how she has placed these limitations on herself. This has happened unconsciously, and the consciousness is largely driven by this unconscious material. The way of being is driven by this unconscious self. This unconscious self begins to unravel on the twin flame journey. And this is where you experience an ego death. So, big structures, that you have created, the biggest identities you have, they start to get taken away. Attachments, the person that you're attached to the most may get taken away from your life. A death can happen in the family, or with your closed one, that makes you question everything about yourself, makes you question your attachment, makes you look at your attachment from a different point of view and shift it into unconditional love. A job loss can happen, Somebody can lose their house, somebody can, have less money than they did before, or a divorce can happen, or any kind of a breakdown can happen. And this is not to say that these things aren't painful, they are extremely painful, and yet they happen because nothing in the world is permanent, and the nature of the universe is change. And somewhere this lesson has to be taught to you, when these things happen, that change is the only constant, and you really, in the nature of the physical world is change. So it makes you look into what is permanent then, because what is the truth then? The fact about truth, or one characteristic of truth, is that truth is something which is permanent, and truth doesn't change. I think I've given this example before, that somebody else actually was speaking about, so I borrowed it from this person a long time ago. How truth is a truth, because if I say that today this tree in front of me is producing mangoes, and I say this is a mango tree, it's only truthful, this statement, if next year also this tree gives mangoes, right? And the year after that also this tree gives mangoes and doesn't start giving apples. So this is what makes the tree a mango tree, and this statement that this is a mango tree is a truthful statement, right? So truth has consistency to it, truth doesn't change, right? Or if, let us say, you are your name is Robert, for instance, okay, and you live in a certain city X, and you move to a certain city Y, and it's not that you change when you move to the certain city Y, you still remain Robert, whether you live in city X or you live in city Y, right? So this is the truth in some sense about you, that your name is Robert. Your name will not change if you move to another city. So there are better examples in this that maybe you can come up with. But truth has a certain consistency to it, truth has a certain permanence to it. And this is what happens when you move inward through your journey, through the ego collapse, through the painful experience of the dark night of the soul, of losing your friendships, which you thought were permanent. My childhood best friend, my friend who I will never break up with, we're going to be the ones who are going to be 65 years old, and we're going to go out for brunch and, have wine and chit chat and talk about, life. And now suddenly you're not even halfway there to 65, and you don't have your childhood best friend in your life anymore, because, the friendship has evolved. You have evolved as a person. You started understanding where that friendship was coming from, and you're no longer friends with this person. So all these ideas, and what is permanent, you'll ask, right? Then what is permanent? Maybe you always thought you're always going to be rich, and now, going through your dark night of the soul, there are so many changes happening that your fears about money are coming up, and you have, lack in your life financially, which is again a temporary situation. Every dark night of the soul is a temporary situation for a twin flame. It doesn't go on forever. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So it's just to tell you that everything you thought was permanent, which you had a lot of attachment with, is taken away to make you go inward, because inward, the truth of who you are in your spiritual self, the truth of who you really are, is only realized when you turn inward. Nothing from the outside is is going to fulfill you. It's not going to be the truth, because it is going to be ever changing. So you turn inward by all these experiences. Then you ask, either you turn to God or you turn to yourself. You become meditative. Usually all these things happen at the same time, because all these things are one, right? Whether it's the divine, it's the guru, it's the soul, it's a goddess energy, or some other deity that you're connected with. It's all inward. Your experience of all of this is inward. This is touching, an inward part of you. And even your twin flame is just inward. So the idea is that when you see your twin flame running away from you, look into where are you running away from yourself. And all this pain when it collapses, it gives you an opportunity to look into those painful parts of you. Suppose you lose that friendship, from your childhood, or you lose a certain connection. It makes you question as to how did you really feel with this friend. What were these moments with you? It forces you to face that pain from the past that is repressed, that is hidden. Through the purging process, the pain, a lot of the unconscious stuff is retrieved and it comes to the conscious self. Forgotten memories of abuse, forgotten memories of your childhood, can come up. This happens with twin flames, and this is like, it feels like hell to go into those forgotten memories because there is so much pain there. So many have had a very painful childhood that they just got used to, and they turned away from it, but then it kind of is brought up on the journey as the kundalini energy rises. So you are no longer able to run away from yourself. You may have run away when you were a child, because obviously what else can a child do? A child doesn't have the emotional wherewithal to deal with what has happened in the past, what is happening to the child at that age. So this is the time when you are able to process all that pain, to let that pain come up, to allow that purging to take place. And this becomes, it forces you to turn inward. It forces you to stop running from yourself. And I would also take this a step further and say that it's not just the pain of your past and the pain of your childhood, the pain of your relationships that you had been not processing, for again no fault of yours, because there was no other way for you to be and for you to understand this is high level work at the end of the day. But it is also to go beyond this. It's also to know that underneath all these layers of this is actually karma, the pain, etc., is a part of the karma. Underneath all these layers and layers and layers, who am I? As a spiritual being, who am I really? So, you become meditative, or you're just present in the now moment, and then you're able to really experience that I am this way. This is perhaps who I am. And actually, when you really ask this question of who am I, you don't have an answer of I am this. You somehow have the answer of I am not this. I'm not this, not that. I'm not this, not that. It's like what I've spoken of before, like Nirvan Shatakam, that beautiful chant by Adi Shankaracharya. So, I am not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not a student, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a mother, I'm not a father, I'm not the one who birthed me, I'm not the one who is birthed. It goes on and on and on, and you can look into Nirvan Shatakam. It's very healing, very powerful chant, and it has a translation also in English that goes along with it, that you must, even if you know Hindi, it is still important, because so many words we will not know, just like that. So you go into the depth of it and you understand that by knowing who you are not, you come to the realization of who you are. And this is what in actuality you've been running away from throughout your life, is your soul, like who you really are. You've been avoiding it in distractions of work, of money, of chasing something, of connections, of family, of people, of eating out and buying this and setting this up, or having a to-do list, and I want to do all these things just to feel this way about myself. It's a constant state of distraction in this culture, in this day and age that we all find ourselves in this century. And it wasn't like that long time ago, when people had time to themselves. So your journey brings you back to yourself. It's on the outside, you see your twin flame running away from you, but on the inside, it's you running away from yourself, and them only reflecting back to you how you've been running away from yourself. And very often, the energy of Kundalini is so intelligent. It knows that she knows that you can't reach that state, of knowing who you really are in your spiritual truth, without letting these identities fall down first, because the identification with these identities is too strong. Okay, that is why you have to go through the dark night of the soul. You have to go through the ego death. You have to go through the pain. You have to process the pain of the past and the now. So one of you had commented that this journey seems like a trauma to me. It's not a trauma. It is bringing up the past trauma. But it can turn traumatizing if you fixate on your twin flame and you continuously try to keep them in your physical life by hook or by crook, either by constantly messaging, constantly seeing what they're up to, or doing activity in the physical world which is to get their attention. Basically anything that you're doing to keep them in the physical life, to have that shred of, I want to have them in my life, or have some shred of a connection with them in the physical life. It's like, again, you're just chasing that image in the mirror, not knowing the image is just a reflection of you. That is what, is not paid off. That doesn't get paid off on the journey. So then you start creating trauma in your twin flame connection. You start going into stalking, looking at them, doing this, doing that for them, waiting continuously, all of that, external stuff that you're doing to get them back. That starts to serve as a new pain point that you're creating, because it's just an escape from yourself. Okay, so in that situation, it may seem like you are re-traumatizing yourself, you're giving yourself new trauma, but if you stop doing that, you're not really traumatizing yourself. Your twin flame actually doesn't do anything new for which you do not have the template inside of you already. He or she will never be able to trigger anything out of you that is not already present. There is something, inside of you that they are bringing up. The problem is, many times twin flames don't come to this place of realization, of self-evaluation. And the self-evaluation is not a mental activity. It is not in capital letters, a mental activity. It is not to sit with a therapist and figure it out, quote unquote. Okay. It's not to sit with a pen and paper and write about what it may be. It's a very deep understanding. And this is why the energy itself is so intelligent. It will bring that understanding to your consciousness when you're ready. When you are ready to see what it is, it will be brought in front of you naturally as an insight, as a flash. You will understand, oh yeah, this is what it is. Your subconscious, through various cycles that you go through, planetary alignments and lunar cycles and solar cycles, etc., that we're all going through, certain points will come where you will understand that what wound inside me is being triggered by my twin flame. And it will be some hidden memory which caused a lot of pain to you in your childhood that you 100% forgot about. So there is no fault of yours where you were not able to figure it out. But it will be brought forward at the right time for you. Okay. It's much easier if you allow the process to unfold. It's much easier if you just be in that place of allowing what is happening to happen. I can speak more about this, but it's already become very long, and I would just like to cut it here and tell you that your twin flame is running from you because you are running from yourself. And when you look inward, you will see the parts of you that are not you, that the pain you've been running away from. And then much easier to come to that place after a considerable amount of that pain is gone, to start seeing who you really are. Start meeting your true self, your spiritual self. that has nothing to do with even the pain, that has nothing to do with anything external. That is your true self, your God self, your divine self, right? This is the natural intelligence of the journey. So, in various other podcasts, I've spoken of these two individual, things in great detail. Whenever we speak of pain from childhood, pain from this, pain from that, we speak of meditativeness, being in the present moment, being connected to divine. We speak of this connection with you, including, even knowing your emotions, even allowing your emotions, even knowing, what has the pain that is still present in you without identifying with the pain. What happened to you in the childhood is gone, right? But the pain might be there. You don't have to identify with the pain, but you have to allow the pain. So if you need any assistance on your journey, if you're struggling, I can help you. I can even help you in processing any painful parts from your childhood, anything in your twin flame connection that you're not able to understand. If you need to take that next step, then you can book, a one-on-one session with me. I offer a 3-part session also that goes very deep. All that information is in the first link in the description. And if you wish to have access to more content where I share about healing techniques, about the Kundalini, about the chakras, mini workshops that all are helpful for twin flames in their process, then you can subscribe to my Patreon. You can go to the page and you can see the types of content that I have shared. You can read up about it. And if you find it interesting, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Sending you lots of love. Take care.